Hello, I'm Sasha. Today I'm going to be doing everyday looks from ColourPop's Frozen II collection. I'll be doing one look for Elsa and one look for Anna. Unfortunately, this gift box is sold out on the ColourPop website, but you can still buy a lot of the makeup separately. In each collection, you have an eyeshadow palette, a lipstick, a glitter gel, and a lip gloss. I already have some makeup on, including a bit of foundation and my brows, so I'll go ahead and link all that below. So first I'm going to start with my Elsa eye look. These colors are really beautiful cool tones that could be mixed in a lot of really interesting ways. Since I want to create more of a soft everyday look, I'm going to focus more on the burgundy and peach tones here and base my look off that. I'm going to start with Fire here as my transition shade. I'm just going to layer it a bit in the crease. This will just give a nice sort of peach base to everything. Next, I'm going to deepen up the crease with this beautiful burgundy shade called Spindrift. I'm just going to take a little bit of it on this small tapered brush and concentrate it near the lash line. I'll slowly work it up into the crease. It's a really beautiful, highly pigmented shade. It's coming out a little brighter than I wanted, so I'm just going to use a little bit of Fire here to tone it down a bit and blend it together. There's a really beautiful purple shimmer shade here called Gale. I'm going to use a little bit of that foiled or wet to give a nice little pop to the center of my eyelid. I'm going to spray a little bit of this Pacifica Cherry Matte Setting Spray. I spray it on my hand, I dip my finger in it, and then I dip that finger into Gale. And I'll pat on the shimmer shade onto my eyelid. I like to do it this way because it helps the shimmers to stick better and then they don't fall all over my face. I don't know if you guys have that problem, but I have it all the time where the shimmers just tend to migrate everywhere unless I do this. Now I want a little bit of a brighter, lighter highlight near the inner corner of the eye. So I'm going to do the same thing with this shade Cuddle Close, which is sort of an icy white. I'm going to spray some setting spray on my hand. I'm going to use my pinky because it's clean. Dip that into the setting spray and then dip that into the eyeshadow shade. I'll pat that on the inner corner. It just sort of gives a really pretty icy highlight. I love the colors from ColourPop because they're really highly pigmented and they're also pretty inexpensive. Like if you buy this eyeshadow palette alone, it's only $15, which is amazing. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. It's a nice soft pink sort of glowy look, and I'm going to go ahead and echo all of the same thing on the bottom lash line. So I'll start with Fire, this really pretty peach tone, and just go along most of the bottom of the lash line. This will give a nice base. I really like putting eyeshadow just below lash line because it helps sort of tie everything together. Then to deepen up the corner, I'm just going to use a tiny bit of Spindrift. This one is super pigmented, so I wouldn't recommend using too much of it, but just a little bit to give a hint of that deep sort of cranberry tone. To make the shimmer stick on the lash line, I'm spraying a little setting spray on my hand, dipping my brush in the setting spray. So I'm going to dip my wet brush in this purple one called Gale, just to give a little shimmer in the center. And then I'm going to flip my brush over and use it wet in Cuddle Close, which is the white tone. This just gives it a beautiful icy white highlight. And as I blend it out, it becomes slightly pink. If you want to use one of the eyeshadows as an eyeliner, you could probably use Spindrift because it's really dark and beautifully pigmented. It would make a really nice burgundy eyeliner. Today I want a little bit of contrast, so I'm going to use an eyeliner pencil. This is the Colorslide Glossier eyeliner pencil in Brack, which is a dark brown. It's sort of a creamy gel formula, so I'm just going to line the outer corner of my eye here. I don't want to lose too much of this beautiful shimmery highlight, so I'm not going to take it all the way across. Now I'm going to do some mascara. Today I have the Pacifica Stellar Gaze mascara. This one has a nice chubby brush and is pretty affordable, which is why I like it. Since this is an Elsa inspired look, she has a pretty pink cheek. I thought I'd put on a little more blush. This is the Armus Beauty Sensual Skin Trio. I'm going to go ahead and use this pink tone here, which is Demure. And I want to add a little more highlight, so I'm going to take a little bit more of Cuddle Close eyeshadow and use that as a highlight. I'm just using my finger to run along the top of my cheekbone here. Give a little highlight to my brow bone, to the Cupid's bow, and the nose. Moving on to lips, there's this really beautiful cream shade that's called Little Snow. Just going to dab it along and then rub it in. I'm just trying to give it more of a light stain instead of using it straight out of the tube. This is how I tend to wear my lip colors every day, especially if they're dark, because they come out really dark on me. I've got just a bit of color on the lips now. I want to top it off with this beautiful lip gloss. This shade is called Mythic, and it's a beautiful icy shimmer shade. I don't want to mess up the color of the brush, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand and then apply it with my pinky. This is so pretty. It's just giving a hint of sparkle that makes it all the more icy and winter feeling. This is the complete Elsa look. It was a little bit difficult to do something very neutral because the colors were pretty bright. So let me know if it's something that you'd wear every day in the comments. So now I'm back and about to do the Anna look, but I just wanted to say, wow, that lip gloss is glittery. I can still see the glitter even though I used a whole bunch of makeup remover, it is still there. So if you are thinking about getting the gloss, just be aware that it is super glittery. So now I'm gonna get started on the Anna eyeshadow look. If you're on the fence about which eyeshadow palette to get, I feel like this one definitely skews more towards neutral shades. There are a lot more sort of mid to deep tones and some obvious highlight shades as well. I feel like this is more of an everyday palette, whereas the Elsa one definitely has more brighter colors. For my Anna look, I'm going to focus on peach and purple with a little bit of gold to highlight. So to start off, I'm going to use Fearless as my transition shade. It's this sort of peachy coral tone. Just going to set this down as a base. This is a nice, beautiful matte, and like most ColourPop mattes, it's very highly pigmented. You really don't have to use a lot, but it just gives a nice wash of color. Now I want to deepen up the crease, so I'm going to mix together Autumn Breeze and Charades. I'm going to focus on more of Charades with just a hint of the purple from Autumn Breeze. I'm going to concentrate near my lash line and work up into the crease. These are blending out really nicely and just creating a great neutral base. Now that I have a nice pretty neutral base, I want to go ahead and add a little bit of shimmer. I'm going to spray a little bit of setting spray on my hand and then dip it into Warm Things, which is this beautiful peachy shimmery tone. I'm just going to pat that on my eye near the center. Now I want to do an inner corner highlight, so I'm going to use this beautiful gold tone called Earth. Again, I'm going to spray a little setting spray, pat my finger in that, pat it in the eyeshadow, and then apply that to my inner corner. Now I'm going to add a little bit more Fearless over the top of it just to help everything blend together. Now I'm going to do a similar application on my lower lash line. I'm going to start with Fearless along most of the lower lash line. I'm going to add a tiny bit of Charades here in the outer corner. Then I'm going to flip the brush over and use a little bit of Warm Things with my setting spray. Near the inner corner, I'm going to use my setting spray again to apply a bit of the shimmer Earth. I'm pretty happy with how that looks so far, so I'm going to go ahead and apply some eyeliner and mascara. Just like with my Elsa look, I'm going to use this brown eyeliner pencil. This is Glossier Colorslide in Brack. I'm trying to stop just before this gold highlight here. Now I'm going to apply some mascara. Today I'm using the Pacifica Stellar Gaze mascara. Now I have eyeliner and mascara on. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little more of that blush. Just like with the Elsa look, I'm using the RMS Beauty Sensual Skin Trio. This is a powder blush in a pink shade called Demure. I think a coral shade would also be pretty with these kinds of tones in the Anna palette. For the lips, I'm going to use the same technique. This is a pretty dark tone again for the lipstick, so I'm just going to dot it on and sort of rub it in like a stain. I just want a hint of color, more like a tint. If you want to make a lip color more sheer, it's a lot easier if you have some sort of lip balm or clear lip oil underneath it. Now I'm going to top it off with this really beautiful lip gloss. This is the shade Free Spirit, which comes in the Anna box as well. Since I don't want to muddy up the tube with lip color on my lips, I'm just putting a little bit on my hand and applying it with my finger. I think this has vanilla or something in it because it just smells so good. This one's a nice glossy matte and a beautiful nude that just helps tie everything together. This is the completed Anna look. I'm going to post them side by side so you can compare. I'd love to hear which one you like better in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.